Absolutely.
I have to have Desi in the show today. Apparently, he is not going to sit anywhere else, and he'll just bark throughout the entire podcast. So, we're
Aw.
live from the living room, Sunny. Here we are, and we have
Or
some
your
exciting news.
garage. I'm in my
Or
garage.
or wherever we are. We're here for you guys today. We're so excited to be part of your lives and to have you be in our lives as well. This is such a fun thing for us, and we just are so happy that Good Mom is here, and we can have discussions about things that are affecting moms and that make moms feel happy and inspired. And we're just here for the mom. That's really what we're here for. So today's going to be a fun day. What's happening, Sunny? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Well, we have a lot of stuff going on, I think, in our own lives, right? Just day-to-day stuff that we're doing. Lindsay, I have to tell you that this week was particularly interesting for me because technology was not on my side. I don't know if you experienced this, but it started in the beginning of the week and my camera wasn't working. The camera that I'm using now, fingers crossed, it would not work properly. I had to use my webcam, my audio, I don't just plug audio into a computer. You guys know I got microphones and stuff like that and a board, everything runs through. My microphone in my meetings started to sound like I was some sort of weird robot, or other people were weird robots. All of our little gadgets and devices in the house. I don't want to say her name because she's listening to me.
She's listening, then she'll be part of the show.
That's right. She has not been operating very well either, not taking my commands or giving me weird stuff. And I'm just like, what in the world is going on with technology? I don't know.
Well, I kind of have a feeling I know what's happening. You have a really high vibe, Sunny. And, when we are at a frequency that is pretty high vibe, the silicon-based stuff is going to break down. That's really part of what's going to happen. So here we are having to live with technology and try to make it work for us. But I'm so sorry you had that happen this week. I think mine was the week before. I couldn't get the lighting to work at all in my studio. Nothing was working. And it's like, what is happening?
It's just one of those things. And, moms know this in general. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. Actually, which kind of fits into our theme today. We'll talk a little bit more about rolling with the punches.
Won't we? Oh, this is going to be fun. Yes. Well, I had kind of speaking of punches, an interesting experience. It is kind of related. I love to make sourdough bread. I don't know if there's any other moms out there that are into sourdough and all that fun stuff. But can I just tell you, sometimes sourdough doesn't work.
A lot of times sourdough doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And it's really unfortunate because you spend a lot of days in a row. It's not necessarily a lot of time, but there are several days in a row that you're feeding your first starter and trying to get it going. And, by day 3, it looked great. And then day 4 came and it was just nothing, dead as a doornail. And I added more flour, more water, and it was really dead. And so it was like, okay, start over. And you have to wait a certain number of days. And it was just kind of flat and disappointing, but it is what it is. It just didn't work. So,
Linz, I give you credit for even trying to do that, honestly. And we've had this conversation off camera because she said that she was going to do this. And I'm like, when you figure it out, please let me know, because I have 6 people in this house that love sourdough bread. And we've been doing a slightly different version. We go to a large warehouse store and get the bread that's kind of already done, but you can bake it for 15 minutes. And then it's warm and delicious. So we're kind of doing that. But I would love the challenge of trying to do sourdough from scratch. So I'm watching you and what you're doing. And I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. I have a very successful starter in Florida. Very successful. And I figured out that one of the things I'm missing here in Washington is warmth. So sourdough, you live in San Diego area, so it's probably warmer most of the time.
Right.
We have had an unusually cooling off week here in May. And I think that's what blew the whole thing out of the water. Because I'm used to, putting it, I just wrap it in a towel. I think you might have just helped me sort it out. So when I figure out the second one, I'll send you some.
Yes,
Put it in the jar. You can make it in San Diego. It'll be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what's been going on for me, is just wrestling with sourdough. And
Oh boy.
also, I just thought I would mention too, I love impromptu parties, barbecues, friends that just come over completely out of the blue, where nobody's like trying to clean up their house and make it all spoofy, but it's
Right.
just like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? You want to have a barbecue? Yeah, let's do it. I had one impromptu last night that was just so fun. And it was nothing really. I made fried rice on a black stone and we had salad, simple. It was just
Oh,
super fun. So for those moms out there that are feeling really busy with a lot to do, impromptu is the way to go.
there
Just,
you go.
don't make a big deal out of it. Just have a dish.
It's really just about the people that you're with. Yeah, you want the
Yeah,
food to be somewhat decent and whatever, but I'm sure you
edible.
guys had a blast. You're so good at gathering people and just like hanging
Oh,
out.
it's
So,
fun.
yeah, I bet that was
Hang
fun.
out. It would have been better if we had sourdough, but whatever.
Next
All
time.
good. It's
Next
next
time.
time. Next time. That's right. Oh, Sunny, well, it's going to be fun. So, what do we have coming up today, my friend?
Yeah, so we're doing this new thing, guys, and tell us if you like what we're doing. Of course, we want your comments as we go through live today, but we want to tell you in advance of what's coming up on the show so you kind of know what to expect. So I don't know if you guys know who Ronda Rousey is. She's the first person in our little slide here. She had a pretty big week. I believe it was last week. I think her fight was on not yesterday's and Saturday night, but the week prior. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that because she is a mom and she was kind of retired from doing MMA. Say that five times fast. Fighting, and then she came back in. Okay, so she's got a whole story around that we're going to chat about. We're going to talk a little bit about nutrition, Lindsay, and things that we wish we knew before we became a mom, because that's a whole thing in itself, right?
It really is. Woo, it's going to be a
Yeah.
long conversation.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that. We have a
Yeah.
moment that we're going to share with you guys. So we're going to talk.
Don't give it away. Don't
There's
give it
a
away.
clip, yeah, there's a clip that we found online from a mom who was talking about just, an everyday mom thing that we thought was amazing. And so we're going to share her clip. And Lindsay, we've got another song to add to our Good Mom album. We're going to, debut that song as part of our live show today. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up after that.
I think it's going to be a super fun day. Hope everybody's tuning in, and please leave us comments. You can type anywhere in your chat. It's somewhere on the video, or if you're on YouTube or in Facebook, just leave us a chat. We'll get it. We'll even want to comment with you and comment for you and whatever. Comment, whatever. We're going to just do all of our own commenting. Sunny and I are not short of commentary.
That's right. That's right, Lindsay. And I'll tell you what, there might be a lot of comments for this first story that we're going to talk about. Okay.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
So, Lindsay, how familiar are you with MMA fighting?
I know what it is, and I actually have interacted with a few female MMA fighters as a Ninja Warrior person, but otherwise, no, I don't know.
Okay, wait a sec.
I don't follow it.
So for people who don't know, really quickly, you have to tell people what a Ninja warrior person is and how you're connected to that real quick.
Oh, right. So American Ninja Warrior, really cool show. If you haven't seen it, it's been on for many, many seasons. I actually got to help out with ninjas online when COVID hit. They couldn't do the show. And so we actually did an Overcoming Obstacles podcast with the ninjas. And I've met with many of the girls, the female Ninja Warriors, and many of them are also MMA fighters now. So it's like, or at least a few that I got to interact with. Casey was the one that I'm thinking of right now. She was this little thing, and she is tough. So I'm super curious what you're going to share about Rhonda today.
Okay, so I knew very little. I knew very little about MMA. In fact, I really don't know much about boxing, which I kind of view them somewhat related. Some people may have an issue that I said that, but for someone that doesn't know much about the sport, they're kind of similar, right?
So, I mean, here's the quiz question. Wait, whoa, what? Just 1 second. What does MMA stand for?
Oh, mixed martial arts.
Okay, see, that's how much I don't know. So
right, exactly. I had to look that up. I didn't know that either. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I know about boxing is Rocky. Rocky Balboa is the only thing that I know, and loved watching those movies. Love, kind of the hero's journey and all of that. But I liked watching those kind of things, because it's not real and people aren't really getting hurt. But for
Yeah.
me personally, I have a hard time watching someone take a real punch. That's just me
I know, me
personally.
too.
Yeah, and I would argue that MMA can kind of get a little bit more rowdy. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the word for it. But anyway, so if you guys don't know who Ronda Rousey is, she at one point was the biggest star, the biggest female star as part of MMA. And a while ago, I think it was in 2015 and 2016, she had two really big losses. And after that, she basically exited out of MMA. No one really heard from her from MMA. She started doing some other things like the WWE. So that stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. She started acting because, you know, action movies need people that can do what Ronda Rousey does.
Yeah, right?
And here's the reason we're talking about her now is that she focused on her family. Right? She had other priorities. She kind of did her thing, exited, and, you know, was trying out some other things. So it's been a while since 2016 that she had done MMA.
Wow.
So there was this fight that took place last week. Like I said, I think it was last Saturday night. And
This is May of 2026.
and Gina Serrano. Do you know who Gina Serrano is?
I kind of know who she is, but I don't know much about her. She's an actress, right?
That's how I know her, because she was in The Mandalorian.
That is Gina. Okay, yeah, that's who I was thinking. Okay, yeah.
I think
love
that's how probably a lot of our audience would know Gina. So she's from Mandalorian, but she kind of has a similar story. She was in MMA even before Ronda Rousey, and then had some losses and got out and did acting and did some other things, but most people know her from Mandalorian. So they never came toe to toe. So Gina was out before Ronda came in. So it's kind of like in the MMA community, it's kind of like, oh, wouldn't it be amazing in their dream fight, right? Wouldn't it be amazing if these two women came together and fought each other?
The battle of Gina and Ronda. Woo!
That's right. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And essentially, that's what happened last weekend. So this was highly anticipated. They were the headline event.
Okay.
And I want to play a video clip for you guys so you can see what happened here. Okay, so what I'm going to show you guys is the fight, which, by the way, only lasted 17 seconds. And then Ronda Rousey talking afterward.
The rules in the back, I want to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. God bless both of you. Step back.
Immediately, Rousey takes Carano down, but Carano looking for the guillotine. And Rousey pops her head out in full mount, ground and pound. Rousey looking for the arm, and already the arm, it's over. Mamma mia! It is just incredible. The most devastating finish in MMA history. And Ronda Rousey just took another arm hostage, and just like that, it's over.
One of the most explosive grapplers I've ever seen fight. I mean, that's how good she is. She can end it in an instant.
Did you think it would be that quick?
I mean, I was hoping, I was hoping to come out like, you know, both as unscathed as possible, because, you know, I didn't really want to hurt her. So luckily it was just beautiful martial arts. That's what I think that is. You know, that's what that efficiency is. It's an art.
I do wonder, and I'll ask you the same question I asked you earlier in the week. It was so quick. Is there any chance we could see more of this? I think everyone wants to see more of you competing. You look so good, so dominant out there. Listen to this crowd. Look at the reception you've had since coming back to MMA. Is there any chance we'll leave that door a little bit open?
There's no way I could have ended it better than this. I want to have some more babies, and I got to get cooking.
Gotta have some more babies.
You gotta get cooking. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh. Wow. All I can say is,
Lindsay, what do you think about all that?
It's amazing that both women showed up and actually could do that. Anyway, there is no way you could ever get me to even consider that as a life path or career. So, wow. But second of all, holy smokes, she came back after 10 years of being gone. And that must mean that Gina was even longer than that. And here they come. It's a comeback round. They both look so fit and so strong. It was really, truly impressive. That's a calling for sure that fits both of those women. And I'm just delighted for both of them, honestly. And cool on Rhonda. Dang, she looked good for what she was doing.
Right? They
Yeah.
look amazing. So Gina lost 100 pounds to do this.
Wow.
And that in itself, you guys, I'm on a weight loss journey of my own. And I'll tell you what, exactly. That is tough. And then even, they were both doing acting and things like that, but that's not the same, like getting into a ring and the pressure. And, there's so much hype around those events.
So much hype.
But I did love what Rhonda said at the end. It's like, I'm done with this. I'm just going to go concentrate on my family. I thought that was really precious,
It
But
was
you could
actually
tell.
really-
Did you see them like hugging at the end? It was like, they fought each other, but at the same time, there was this respect and
Absolutely.
understanding and appreciation for each other. I think we need more of that in this world,
We do need more of that in this world. And I think that is a typical thing for MMA fighters. The MMA or mixed martial arts people who are in it, whether they're doing jujitsu or karate or, whatever.
Yeah.
All of those things, they definitely have. I just remember don't laugh, but the Karate Kid, but it's the high level of respect for the opponent, even when your job is to win this match, whatever it is. I love that. And I love that women are doing that just because they want to.
Yeah.
You go, girls. Like, woohoo. Yeah.
So
amazing.
They got a little bit of money afterward.
Good. As well they should.
Hello, good for them. So here are some of the numbers just in case you guys are interested. So Ronda Rousey earned 2.2 million plus bonuses. So there are endorsements and a lot of other things that happen. But as far as money from the actual fight, it was 2.2 million. And I'm saying it's pronounced Serrano. I think the announcer said Carano. I'm not sure. But Gina, let's just call her Gina. We're like that. We're besties now. Yeah. She earned just over 100 million plus bonuses. So Mama's bringing home the bacon, y'all.
How many people were at that stadium? That was massive.
I don't know.
100 million.
Well, so it was on TV too. So Netflix put it on. So I think, it would have been kind of interesting to be in the stadium.
Yeah.
But the royalties and money that, Netflix would have produced from that is pretty big.
Pretty big. And how amazing. I mean, Gina, now I'm remembering too, she was the one that got kicked off The Mandalorian by Disney, right? During that
whole controversy.
With that. I didn't even need to go down that trail, but it just dawned on me. So good for her. Well, she got her cash and now she can focus on her family too.
Yeah, I don't think she's got kids yet, but hey, maybe now's the time for her too.
Yeah,
if that's what she wants to do, right?
Yeah, who knows? That's awesome.
Okay, so you guys know that with any story we do, I always want you guys to think critically about the information that's out there. So I would be remiss if I did not point out some things that people are saying about this fight afterward. As you guys know, in sports, especially when you get to the top and the games that bring in a lot of money, whenever you have a consolidation of power and money, there is a huge opportunity for corruption.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay.
No matter what.
Sports, entertainment, the government, it doesn't matter. Okay. So there are people online that are saying they think this fight was staged. We don't have proof either way. That was a very short fight, but Ronda Rousey is known for those short fights. She had her signature move in there. I don't know if you saw it, Lindsay, but at the end, there's this arm bar submission is what they call it, where you bend the arm back so it could break, which would be horrible. But that's kind of her signature move to get people to tap out.
Okay.
So it had this comeback flair. Everybody loves a comeback, right? I love Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky was all about comeback. So we don't know what happened there. And I would hopefully it wasn't staged, because if you're not going to tell your audience it's staged, I think that's deceptive, right? I mean, the WWE, they kind of played off, in the beginning that was real. And everyone's like, yeah, that's not real, guys. And then when they came out and said it's not real, it's entertainment, that sport actually blew up and got much bigger, and a lot more money came in. And so, again, we don't know what happened, but hopefully if you say it's real, you're giving the audience a real fight.
I think, if I was looking at it from, which I've only seen this clip maybe twice now. So I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view of having not seen any other, MMA fights like this.
Right.
Whether it's real or not real, what looked real was those two women doing their part to make a comeback.
Absolutely.
And that actually looked really real. And when Gina came to give Rhonda a hug, that looked really real. So whether the fight itself and the blood coming off of her, cheek or whatever was somehow staged, I don't know. And you're right. It's not good to deceive the audience. That's not cool. But I do think they both did a really nice job of making a comeback, and I'm glad that nobody had to get hurt, because that is not my favorite thing either. So
that's difficult to watch. And I don't think any of us deep down want to hurt somebody else, and so
you're right.
But congratulations to both those ladies. Absolutely.
Just pop that up there. If there people are watching live, we'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave a comment. What do you think? Did it look staged to you? Maybe you're better at judging the MMA fight, but I thought it was a cool story, and cool moms that are doing their thing. This is their thing. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Very good.
All right, moving on, Linz.
All right. Well, I told Sunny that I really, really, really had this moment of a massive aha this week. Somewhere in my life, I got bypassed. Nobody ever shared anything. And this segment is what we didn't know that we wish we knew back when we were in our 20s, maybe 30s.
Right.
Just the things that we were never told, or just got, I don't know, it just bypassed me. And for me, it was all about nutrition. I just thought, it's like, I think we had a health class that maybe talked about nutrition at some point, but it wasn't, back then, even the food pyramid was inverted, and we were all eating carbs by the pounds. And, it was just so bizarre. And I still feel like I live in a bit of a bizarro world. So my body, up through being pregnant and then the 10 or 15 years after that, never recovered hormonally, because I didn't understand anything. I couldn't even tell you why things weren't working right? I'd have these experiences of weight gain, weight loss, total mood swings, and then even into menopause and beyond, same kind of thing. And I just went, something is not right. Well, come to find out, ladies, it's all about nutrition.
It is.
And what I wish I knew then that I do know now is a little bit about functional health, which, by the way, has only just kind of found its way into mainstream about maybe 5 years ago, not that long.
Right.
But the idea is, and I've known it all along, but didn't know what to do about it, is that this whole thing that we are in is a system. And it functions with parts and pieces working together, not separately. So when you think about, making a baby, you're literally taking this whole thing and it's putting together that child inside the womb. And it's a lot. It taxes just about everything you can possibly get taxed, and then some. And so functional health really, in the last couple of years for me, has really been a game changer in understanding why my hormones might not be working and what I might want to do differently. So one of the guys who is world famous about functional health, we have a little clip that I want to share with you. He kind of shares some stuff about what is functional health and why does it matter now. And I wanted to share it because Mark Hyman is just a really good guy. And I think he is sharing some basics that if I had it when I was much younger, things would be a lot different through my 40s and 50s. Let me tell you. So go ahead, Sunny.
Okay.
the term functional medicine so much more than we ever have before.
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
Functional medicine is really looking at causes and mechanisms and the underlying understanding of the body as a system. And that rather than focusing on the diseases, if we focus on the root causes and the underlying systems that go wrong, that we can create health. So the body has 7 physiological systems that are all networked together. And when there's disturbances in this ecosystem, we get sick. And we look at the systems like the gut, the immune system, the energy system, the mitochondria, how we detoxify, our circulation, transportation systems, our communication systems, hormones, and those are all influenced by the environment. And the beautiful thing about functional health, it doesn't just give you your numbers, but it has deep insights from the world's experts on what it means, what you can do about it, how you can deal with it through understanding the root causes, as well as deal with lifestyle factors. And then if you need to go see a doctor or get medical treatment, here's what probably would be most beneficial. So it's really deep insights and guidance for supporting people to kind of empower themselves around getting healthier and being the CEO of their own health.
So I love being the CEO of my own health.
Yep.
Currently, and I have tried so many things, which is really great. What's happening for me now, and why I think nutrition is so valuable, is that I've actually learned what I should and should not eat. I went and just recently had some food allergy testing because eating certain things was affecting my body. So
Absolutely.
the cool part is nutrition isn't as hard as we've made it out to be, but it's certainly not what you were taught in 8th grade. I don't care what age you are now.
You're right. You're right. I do remember that 8th grade health class, though, when they would kind of teach you, like you said, the food pyramid. It's like there was something instinctually about that I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're just supposed to be eating bread all day. I don't think that's what we're supposed to do. But you're right. It's like my issue sometimes is that health has a tendency, like there's people out there like selling products and stuff like that. And sometimes we get kind of desperate. We're like, well, maybe that will work for me, or this kind of diet will work for me. And especially after you have a baby and you're just like, what happened here? Right.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to bounce back, and there's all this pressure and, of getting your life back, which it's not even getting your life back. You have a completely new life at that point. But that's kind of the messaging around all of it. And I think one of the things, Lindsay, I learned is that every body, like each person's body, your body, my body, her body, his body, is different. Right.
Yes.
And it's not a one size fits all. I don't care what people are selling. It might work for a certain group of people, but if that doesn't work for you, it's not because you're broken. And I feel like a lot of the programs out there are like, well, you're just not doing it right. And it puts even more pressure on moms to be like, oh, I'm broken because none of these systems are working for me. Whereas, I think it's more of, finding that out, which is a little bit of a process, but it doesn't have to be super difficult.
Right. Well, and I'll tell you, I have a nutritionist that I work with who is in Denver, Colorado. Shout out to Jerry Care. She's amazing. But what's cool about having someone who can look at the numbers and then also tell you, oh my gosh, you should not be eating keto. This one. It's like, that is not going to work for you. And I'm like,
what I'm saying, right?
Someone else is doing keto. And, so I feel so weird because, I show up to a luncheon and everyone else wants to everything. And I'm the one who I shouldn't be eating that way. It's not right for me. I need much more even numbers. Anyway, that was fascinating. I had no idea. And she's really dialing in for me and helping me find the root causes of things that I'm experiencing health-wise. So that's functional health. Here's the benefit of it when you get it right for yourself, mamas. Not only do you have more energy and interest and a lot of things change for your body, but your kids, you learn how to help them listen to their own bodies, listen to what foods really work for them. Notice when they eat something, does it make them crash and burn, or do they stay even? If you can start paying attention to that, even when they're little wee guys, if they turn their nose up at something, you don't have to force them to eat it, even though, I remember this, eggplant is good for you, is what my mom would say. I hate eggplant. Turns out eggplant is not something I should be eating. I'm allergic to something that's in it. And it's like, who knew, right? I didn't know that. This is why I wish we knew.
Now, okay, one thing, Lindsay, I want to point out here, because you guys know I'm going to give it to you straight. You know how frustrating it is when studies come out and like one year it'll be like, bananas are great for you, eat as many bananas as possible. And the next year it's like, no, bananas actually have this in it, and heavy metals and all this kind of stuff. And you're left going, what the heck am I supposed to eat? So here is a little sneak peek behind the curtain. Okay. And that's that a lot of these studies will leave information out. You know, they'll get things tested. They'll leave out key information. Usually they're sponsored, or money is given for these studies in ways that really aren't ethical, or sometimes the study is just paid for and it actually never happens.
Banana lodge.
I know that that's tough to hear, because we want to assume that this information is legit, but money is behind all this, and investors are behind all this. And, you know, it's the same thing like what we were talking about with the MMA fighting stuff and big sports. When you've got money behind stuff and large companies like the Beef Association, or, you know, whatever represents vegetables, all these different groups. You know, like there was a big push for milk. Milk is not good for everybody. You know, it doesn't always do a body good.
No.
And so you need to recognize that, because just because a study says something, like, unfortunately, we have to dig a little deeper to understand what the scope of that study was, how many people were involved, who funded the study.
Who funded it? That's most of it right there, is the funding. The other piece of it is too, is there's a really solid trick, if you will. It's not even a trick. We were equipped with it. God gave it to us. We have this. Listen and pay attention to your body. Absolutely. If you're not sleeping, something is not going in right. You might be missing something, whether it's magnesium or melatonin or whatever. And who knows, if you don't get a baseline blood test of some kind, you may not even know for a long time. But then it just wears on you. And then it wears on you, and your body becomes really unhealthy. I mean, I'm just turning 60 this week, and I'm going to tell you, it's after 20 years of, you know, all the things that happen after being pregnant and little kids. Wow. Do I wish I knew what was going on with my blood work then? Like, how did I not know that eggplant, I shouldn't eat it? I don't like it, but I shouldn't eat it. You know, so again, the reason that we're sharing this with you is that, studies will show blah, blah, blah is good for certain people. If we had more time today, I would show you all how to muscle test whether something is good for you or not, because it actually, your body will tell you, not good for me. It'll try to move away from it. It'll say, I don't like that. It doesn't taste good, whatever. If it wants it, it will not crave it per se, but it will move toward the food. It'll be like it wants to be in your body, and the body wants some of it. So just notice for yourself and teach your kids how to do this. That's the real benefit to all of this, and to understanding it, is that the kids will learn when they grow up what works for them to maintain their energy, their vitality, all the things that we know are so valuable as we get older.
They're always watching us, you know, even when we think they're not. They're still little sponges. They're always watching. And even you as a mom, not conceding to all the hype out there about things that you should or shouldn't do, if they see you turning away from that and asking questions, like all of that is going to have, I believe, a benefit for them, because we should be asking more questions. We shouldn't just accept things just because the TV told us that, whatever infomercial, or this expert came on Dr. Phil, or whatever is even, I don't even know what's on TV anymore because I don't watch it, right? But this has motivated us in the past, and it's time to take a step back and be like, well, what is my body? You know, we should do that maybe sometime in the future. Lindsay has talked more about muscle testing and how moms can do that, because that's really helpful. Yeah.
It's on my list. It's on my list for a future episode. And if you're out there, we'd love to hear from you. Like, what else would you like us to share with you? I could share so much about my nutrition and weight loss and weight gain journey. And
me too.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. When I was in high school, people used to say, oh my God, you're just going to blow away with the wind. You know, I was this little teeny stick figure. And then, you know, life came on, and I had kids, and life changed. And it's amazing what we go through, right? And now I'm on a journey to finding my way back, not to pencil, but, you know, something more like a magic marker. So I don't know.
There's different sizes of magic markers too, Linz.
I think, and you know what? I'm going for the really good one that feels good in your hand. It's going to be great.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. The ones you can wipe off on the board.
Gosh, yes. Oh, well, let's do a quick audience check-in. I don't know if there's anybody out there today. We haven't had any chats, but doesn't look like it. I've been following a little bit, but that's okay. You know what? We're still looking for all of you who want to come and play with us. And we really want you to be part of our Good Mom community. We're going to start doing more and more stuff together. And we want to hear from you because you help design this show just as much as Sunny and I do when we're talking in the living room. So that's pretty fun.
You know what, Linz? There might be something going on with the live stream. Yeah.
You know what? It's technology and it's you, Sunny. I blame you. I blame you. You brought it in. No, I'm kidding.
I probably did. We're too high vibe for YouTube and Facebook, guys.
That's it. We need a high vibe platform. Is there anybody out there making one? We need a high vibe platform. Oh my gosh. It's not working. No, it's okay. But
all right. Well, let's I want to share one of our mom ments that we found. So you guys know that we are appealing to you guys. We want to share what we're calling mom ments, right? So moments that you experience as a mom. These could be anything. It could be something funny your kids did. It could be a parenting fail, and we'll, just huddle around you virtually and give you a big hug. It could be just something you realized today about motherhood, whatever it is. We want you guys to record these moments and send them in. And as you guys know, the show is new and we're just kind of getting this thing, up and running. So we went searching online to find moments from moms that are already posting this online. And we found, I think, Lynn's a really good one that I want to share with you guys today. So we can play this and then chat about it. Okay.
Why do I do this to myself? I mean, moms, why do we do this to ourselves? We be setting our own self up. Like, I was comfortable in the house, working from home as usual. And then I see it's time to pick up my son from camp. And so I'm like, oh shoot, let me run out and pick him up. Guess what I forgot, y'all? Yes. Thank God for long hair. I'm covering myself up because I got to run in and pick him up. But y'all know, y'all already know when you comfortable at home just working away, you ain't thinking about it. You ain't thinking about putting no doggone bra on because you're home. So when you run out, you just run out.
You're right.
I got long braids. I'm covered.
I'm in the long hair club, and I agree.
I know.
I support this.
I don't. My hair is, and my hair's not long enough. But that was just priceless. How many times have I done that? Just run out to grab the kids at school or to do something, and you go, "Oh no bra. Find a jacket. Do anything." Like,
honestly, this happens to me so often. So can we just admit that bras are from the devil? Can we just get on the same page there?
It reminds me of that Bette Midler song, Otto Titzling. It was some guy who invented this thing that we're supposed to put on to hold them up. Like, really, who cares?
I feel like it is. I mean, I understand why we have them, but I really feel like this is like some sort of torture device. I'm not kidding. And it's so popular right now, Linz. I don't know if you've seen this online, but it's like every other YouTube ad I see is for a new type of bra to like pull them up and tuck them in and squeeze them together and create cleavage, which I'm not a fan of cleavage for me personally. I just, prefer not to see it. But like, everybody wants to feel fit and perky and, like you were in your 20s or whatever. But
exactly.
But it's just like, I haven't found anything. Now, I will say, so I've lost a little bit of weight over the last year. And I will say bras are more comfortable when you're not as heavy, but they're still not comfortable.
Let's get really honest about what is the purpose of a bra.
Right.
So is it to help you stand up straight? Because it does help me have better posture. I'm kidding. But it might. Okay, so that's one thing.
There really is one though, Lindsay. There's one that I saw online that I think it wraps around your waist too. And it does claim to help you with your posture.
Well, because when you're staring at a computer all day,
Right.
you do have a tendency to kind of lean and slouch. It's just, it's natural. It's a thing.
Yes.
And so that it could be for that. I'm sure it wasn't in the 1950s, but whatever. I think it was really designed just for the sexy thing. It's
Yeah.
all about creating that looks really attractive. Or maybe it's an interesting way for us Western women to cover ourselves up without having to wear things all over ourselves. Maybe we're just covering the parts that need to get covered. You know, I don't know. I'm making stuff up, but I was like, it's interesting. It's an interesting idea.
Well, I can say, I work from home. I'm at the computer most days. And I try to get up and do things, but for the most part, but if I don't have to wear one, like during the day, it's pretty much me and my girls because I homeschool my girls. My boys are at
She's
school.
not talking about her breasts, people. She's talking about her actual kids right now.
My other twins. That are home.
The ones that live in the house with her. Yeah.
That's right. No, they are here with me during the day, but my husband's not here. My boys are at, regular school. And so I can usually get away with it, but then if they come home, then I have to be more mindful because I got teenage boys now, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't want the awkwardness. Or the other day, my one son had a friend come over and I was like, oh, now I really got to watch it because it's not just my son who might just be like, Mom, it's like another boy that, I'm not Mrs. Robinson, I'm just gonna put that out there. So you gotta be careful.
And it's just interesting that we've made it such a problem for women. Like what? It's sad that we've become, just objects, if you will. It's like what a man sees or whatever is what he wants. And therefore it's what looks good, whatever that is. We've made this bra part of that package. Because I can assure you that the Neanderthal man was not looking at a woman with fig leaves over these. I'm just saying, wasn't happening. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you. Okay, so this reminded me of something. Last night, my husband and my boys went to this football game, okay? And it was me and my girls, my twins girls at home. And we decided we were going to have a movie night and make some popcorn, just have fun. And so I'm scrolling through, and on Netflix, there is a movie called Ladies First. Have you heard this?
I know, and I haven't seen it. It sounds good. Is it good?
So here's the premise. So there's this guy. It's the guy that does Borat. I don't know the actor's name, but do you remember Borat, the character? Okay.
I do.
Okay, so it's him. He's the star of it. And he's this womanizer. And he's the head of a corporation. And he abuses women and sleeps with all these people and just bosses people around. And, the whole story, it starts out like this is a man's world. I feel like a song should play right now. It's a man's world, right? And so that's his world, and he is king of his world. Well, I don't want to give it all away, but he ends up hitting his head, and he goes into an alternative reality where it's the women's world.
Oh, kind of like the Barbie movie.
The way they did it was a little interesting because they had the women acting like men. And if it really was a woman's world, women wouldn't automatically act like men. They wouldn't grab their crotches. They wouldn't do stuff like that, right?
Yeah, right.
But if women did, this is what the world would look like. And he learns very quickly because he's put in the position that he put a lot of women in. And they even kind of talked about bras, but in their version. Now I have to tell you, this was probably rated R, and some of it was pretty crude. Okay. So maybe don't watch it with your kids, because I watch it with my girls, and the whole time I'm going, oh, Sunny, I don't know if this is a really good show to watch with my girls. But instead of bras, the men didn't wear bras, but they had underwear to hold your imagination, right?
No. Oh my gosh.
Push him up, push him in, make him look more round, do this kind of. So anyway, it's kind of funny. We're talking about this today because they addressed that in this movie, and he turned out being a decent guy in the end and kind of flipping around things at his work and being nice to women, but it's because of personal experience with all of it. And I want, men, wear a bra for a day or two and see how you feel. That's all I got to say. You may understand us a little bit better.
Oh gosh, can I go here? Yes, I guess I'm going here. So I think that any man who understands the comfort and the ease of going commando would get it completely that women want to be the same with no bra. So come on. I mean, that is the deal. And when you're a mom, and like the gal in the video, she was just adorable. When you do realize that you're now out in public somewhere, you kind of go, oh, alrighty then. What are my options? So I do think it's become societally acceptable to have a bra, but for most of us, we don't really want to wear them if we don't have to.
No.
Right? Am I right, ladies? You guys got to chime in. Let us know what you think. So that's my stance on it. I'm sure it's Sunny's too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And with all of this, you guys, we're going to have so much fun with this segment because it's really just about sharing what's going on in your life as a mom and just celebrating, or just, like I said, giving you that virtual hug of whatever it is you're going through. So we'll continue to play clips of moms already doing this online if you guys don't submit, but we're hoping, grab your phone. I don't have my phone because I didn't want it to beep at me and stuff when we were live. But grab your phone, record like 30 seconds, tell us something, and then we'll play it on the show. We'll talk about it. We'll have some laughs, whatever's appropriate. And just join in. And the best way to do that, let me see if I can put this up now, is doing that little clip and then emailing it to us. And you can do all that straight from your phone. So
perfect.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for this segment. I think it's going to be awesome.
We're excited to hear from you, the moms. What's happening for you? Could it be bad diaper day, or could it just be a really good hair day? Whatever it is, we just want to know. It sounds fun.
Absolutely.
So, okay, Sunny. Well, this is it. We're about to release our second song on the Good Mom album, and this song is called "The Swirling Reef." And I originally titled it Surviving the Swirling Reef because there's a story behind this, and it's so cute. I have to share it before we share the song.
Yeah.
So I was in St. Croix on a cruise with a bunch of friends, and we were in a dive shop. And I'm listening to all the divers talking about the good places to go diving and blah, blah, blah. And there was this cutest story about this t-shirt that said, I survived, and I think it was like Death Reef or something. I mean, it was just like an intense place. Who wants to go do that? So I asked the question, what's so scary about this Death Reef or whatever? And the gal in the dive shop just starts laughing, and she says, I have to tell you the truth. 3 teenage boys went diving one day, and they came back and they said, it cannot be called whatever it was, like Hanson's Reef. We have to call it something way more treacherous because we survived. And I said, oh, this is so cute. And so they named it the new name. And I'll get the official name for you and put it in comments later. But it's they said, we survived Death Reef and we learned how to dive. So anyway, I think what's fun is that as a mom, we are often involved in a reef of our own, and we're taking a deep dive with no instructors, and we just kind of go. Sometimes we lose our breath, and sometimes we get carried away in the current. But here's the deal. You're going to survive. Yeah. And what's neat is that we all survive that swirling reef of life, no matter what.
Still here. Still here.
Hence the title. I thought it was so fun. And then I wrote the lyrics, and we've been mucking around with the sound. So here's the song as it is today.
Yeah, we've got some lyrics we're going to put up on the page for you guys. We're going to dance because Lindsay and I are all about dance parties. So we hope you join in with us and sing along.
This is it. Time for the dance party.
Sunrise in the cereal bowls, backpacks by the sandy door. You're pouring out of empty cups again. Phone buzz, another thing to do. Laundry like a breaking wave, but your heartbeat needs a softer tune. You can survive the swirling reef, mama. You can float when the currents pull deep, but the world's been wild around you. You still get to simply be. Take a breath, take a walk, take a minute off your feet. You deserve calm water. Survive swirling reef. Sticky hands on your old t-shirt, car seats full of crushed up dreams. You're laughing, but you're running low on sleep. Calendar, a colored storm, every box another tie, but you're more than someone else's need. You can survive the swirling reef, mama. You can float when the currents pull deep, but the world's been wild around you. You still get to simply be. Take a breath, take a walk, take a minute off your feet. You deserve calm water, water. Survive the swirling Leave the dishes in the sink. Let the voicemail catch that ring. Find a patch of quiet sand. Just your heartbeat and your hands. You're still you beneath the waves. You're still worthy when you rest. You can survive the swirling reef, mama. You can float when the currents pull deep, but the world's been wild around you. You still get to simply be. Take a breath, take a walk, feel the sun on your cheeks. You deserve calm water, water. Survive the swirling reef. You survive the swirling reef.
Take a rest, everybody. That's what this is about.
Lindsay, I have to give you some mad props because you are so good at writing the lyrics. Honestly. I mean, it's just a lot of your words have multiple meanings, and you can tie it, you just have this really good way of, connecting it to this idea. And I just love the story behind it. Like, who would have thought you would have been on a cruise, would have seen these boys playing, or you heard their story about them playing in this, swirling reef area that was so dangerous. And now we've got this living, breathing product, if you will, that represents all of that. Like, I love the whole story behind it.
Thank you. I love. I was telling Sunny earlier, I love writing lyrics. I always have. I make up songs as a kid, just we all do, singing. Right. But I do love writing them, and I do love telling a good story. So that a song needs to make you want to feel or be somewhere. And that song just reminds me to take a breath. Just get to the beach, take a rest. You're going to survive. Everything's okay. And even when the phone rings and the kids are screaming and the dogs are doing whatever, you will survive the swirling reef. Just, put on your mask and keep on trucking. So
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the next one has to be. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I said, I think my next song, I'm feeling like I'm going to write it now, is for dog moms. It's really, it's coming soon, because I've been babysitting my grand dog, and it's fascinating. Yeah. It's all good.
For the swirling reef, I can picture myself on my island, right? That I'm manifesting.
Yes, definitely.
There's swirling stuff going around. I'm like, I'm calm and cool, mama, on my island, just appreciating the sun and the sand. That is, I love the song. It's got such a cool vibe to it, where you can kind of jam, but it's just, ooh, I'm in my sweet spot kind of thing.
You kind of want to chill out to that song. Yeah.
Yeah. Super fun. Yeah, we're going to have all sorts of songs on the Good Mom album. And I was thinking, so we'll have to have your dog mom song. And I was thinking, man, we need a really good going out girl song, like almost like not Shania Twain, but like I think that's going to be the next one I start working on, is like girls going out, having a good time, like letting our hair down, not to steal her lyrics, but come on, like,
hey, I think and if you have the lyrics, let me know. I can definitely do lyrics. I don't know about the song, but I got the lyrics.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, it is that time, we're at the end of the show. It's been about an hour. We've got to hang out in the living room. By the way, you're going to get to see something cool for our backdrops, we hope very soon, that will look a little different than just the white background. So Stay tuned. Come next Sunday at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. We're here live on YouTube and Facebook. And we'd just love to have you be part of this whole conversation. Get in the living room and start telling us what you're drinking coffee for on Sunday and what's happening in your world. Oh yeah, to stay connected, please go to goodmom.org.
Yes.
We have a website there with all of our I shouldn't say old, first season and previous episodes of our live show. So you'll be able to watch anything that you've missed, and we'd love to hear your commentary on that too. That's very helpful to us, and we just love doing what we do. So we hope you'll join us.
Yeah. There's a little box if you guys want to enter your name and your email on the website, and that's a great way to stay connected. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with that, but just in case we have any tech issues like we may have had today, we want to be able to reach out to you guys and let you know how to connect with us. So that's really important. And again, that's on our website as well. But
perfect. So don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help us. And you know what? Let's just keep building this community of moms. We are all good moms. Let's do this.
That's right. All right, guys. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So I did get a
Mine says we're still live.